Now, there is a question at United about who's making the big decisions about who comes into the club and who they, for example, did Mourinho buy Pogba for 100 million euros? Did Mourinho buy Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk for 59 million euros? Did Mourinho agree the deal that gives Sanchez 27 million a year, 600,000 a week, which is, there are only two players in the world getting more than that, and that's Ronaldo and Messi. Who made those decisions? And this brings Ed Woodward, the chief executive of the club, right into the frame. And no doubt the television people know that, because in the last couple of games the cameras have cut and they panned on to Ed Woodward looking like a rabbit in the headlights. There is a question about, say, Pogba. Did Mourinho agree to take that player for 100 million euros, or did Ed Woodward say, as he did, as the club indicated at the time, that this was a coup because they'd beaten Real Madrid to Pogba's signature?
Yeah, I don't think he did. Well, we don't know, but I would suspect from the start that Woodward was having difficulties, getting players in.
Right.
They missed out on quite a few players at different times for Manchester United, and I think he was under a bit of pressure, a lot of pressure to get big players in. I think Pogba was his signing. This was a big deal. He said, Barcelona, we beat Barcelona and Real Madrid for his signature. I don't think they were in for it. Mourinho was new to the job, and I think you suspect, that Mourinho had to agree to go along with the signing of Pogba. In fact, he actually said at the time, that's a great signing. He's the complete midfield player. Yeah. Now, I think Mourinho knows the game. Yes. I don't think he ever really believed that Pogba was the complete midfield player, which is proven not to be the complete midfield player with Manchester United. So I think when things were going bad last year, and was actually affecting results as far as Mourinho is concerned, I think he then turned on Pogba, which wasn't the smartest move either as far as Pogba was concerned. So all of that leads to a big mess. In terms of the players coming in, I think what's happened in recent times, Mourinho is Mourinho. He hasn't changed from the time he was appointed, Eamon. But what Woodward is saying now, you've spent X amount on defenders, and they haven't worked out. So Mourinho, as we know, wanted the lad from Spurs, Alderweireld, and he wanted somebody else who were experienced players, Eamon. And I think Woodward was saying, there's no return on those if we have to sell them in the future. Yeah. So we're not giving you the money to do that. So now the circumstances have changed. When he came in, he was Mourinho. He was going to be in charge of the signings. Now he's not actually in charge of the signings, Eamon, because there's no resale on the players that he actually wants in. So that's why we're in such a mess, and Pogba still has to be justified. Now Pogba is a clever guy in certain ways, I think, Eamon, along with his agent. But Pogba is on top of the situation at Old Trafford as far as Mourinho is concerned. He's more popular with the crowd. He's more popular generally. So Mourinho has lost a big battle there, Eamon, that he's never been in a position before in any of the clubs he was in where a player was bigger than him. And I think that's why it's in such a big mess.